Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to the Third Place podcast. It's another episode with your host, Yannick. I'm here with my friend. I can call this nigga that.
You're gonna get cancelled. You gotta beat that shit out, bro. You're gonna have the first person in the podcast. Damn. And then boom, there ain't many of us.
Come on, bro. Come on, come on. Oh, this thing is bare vexed all the time. I'm like, no, this is my friend Craig, also known as C, also known as Yardman C, also known as many other acronyms, but nigga, yeah, it's the man himself with the shades. I'm like, give the guys a little bit of an introduction to who you are, um, what you've done. Man's done a podcast, drama, all kinds of beautiful talents, man. But yeah, no, let's get into it, bro.
Wait, what do you want me to say?
A little bit about who you are, what you do.
My name's Craig C. I don't go by Yardman C. That's too much kappa, you understand? Um, I'm a uni student. Go to Bournemouth Uni, study law. Currently in my final year. Um, yeah, I'm a quote musician, something like that.
Mm.
Um, Yeah, man, I'm a multi-dimensional person, man. I'm into loads of things. I'm creative. I had my own podcast back in the day, once upon a
Yeah,
time.
kind of that.
Oh,
Yeah, just saying, man.
yeah,
That's so
yeah. But, sorry, guys, I'm coming out of retirement for my young boy Yannick.
much.
No, but yeah, man, that's it,
uh,
really and truly, man. I'm grateful to be here. Thank you for the invite as well, man.
no, come on, bro. I'm
Uh,
like, this guy was like, he's just got so many levels to him that like I had to bring him on the podcast. He is most definitely a multi-dimensional creative, and like that's why I feel like it's a great time for me to bring this guy on and also learn from him. Like this man's run his own podcast as well. Little bit to learn from him as well. He was telling me about taking notes, all of that. Like I don't know. Every person that I bring onto a podcast, I want to learn something from, and I feel like there's plenty for me to learn from you. So pleasure's all mine, bro. And thank you very much for on the podcast. Come on.
that was clean. That was
Yeah,
clean. That was clean.
yeah.
No, thank you
But
again, man.
yeah, no. So let's get down to it. So what I'm gonna take you to past. We're gonna go present, and then we're gonna go future. What you want to do in the future. But for now, let's take it back. Where are you from? Um, what's the heritage? How do you think that kind of like impacted you as the person you are today?
Where I'm from, as in like ethnic wise, or like my area.
Ethnic wise, and also the area, bro. Because I feel like both kind of play
Calm.
a part.
So I'm half Jamaican, half British. My dad's Jamaican. My mum's British. I guess that makes me mixed, but not mixed race. You feel me? um, from London. I'm from a place called Streatham. That's actually cap. I'm never gonna tell people where I'm actually from, but I'm from Southwest London, basically Streatham, like where Dave is from. Grew up in Streatham.
Yeah.
All of that shit there, innit? What's the other question?
Um, how do you think like growing up in South London and kind of having the heritage from your parents kind of turned you into the person you are today, or how did that affect you being the person you are today?
Well, me being Jamaican, I don't think it's really had any impact on me, innit?
Mm.
Really and truly, not really. Apart from the occasional Spotify playlist of Vibes Cartel, like it hasn't really shaped me like into a specific person. But I'd say that's mainly my mom bringing me up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Being from South London, it's just made me a lot like street aware innit, on how to move, how to conduct myself in certain
mm.
areas. Um, yeah, um,
One
that's
thing
it.
I'll say about that as well is like you definitely know how to code switch type shit. Like you you just know how to change it and seem calm. You know, like this is the person you always were, and like that's something that I envy a little. I feel like I'm quite good at code switching, but not quite like you do. So.
The glaze is insane.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Um, but like, so in the past, what got you into the creative outlets that you've kind of built up now. So like you a drummer in a
Yeah,
sense.
yeah,
You say yeah.
something like that.
I'm like niggas done performances and shit. I've watched him do a solo drumming performance. Fucking insane. Like he can hold that shit down. Like he's been humble. He's been humble. But like, where did you get into like that creative side of yourself? Like, at what point did that come about?
So there's like three chapters. I'll take you through the first all the way to the third. The first
Mm,
one was obviously growing up in church. Um, I don't know, I just gravitated towards the drums. I was about 3 years old. I remember like my earliest memory in church was like, oh, church is done, time to open the drum kit. And I kind of had a I don't know, like a little pass to mess around because my brother, my eldest brother, pardon me, he used to play like the organ and the keyboard and whatnot. So noise. No, I mean, I've got priorities and them things. This ain't one of them. No, but for real,
nigga did that on purpose just to seem busy. Bro.
you know what I mean? I got to portray facade for the
Yeah,
camera.
yeah,
No, but really and truly, yeah, my brother was an organist and keys player. So obviously, anytime I'd want to go on the kit, I could just do that.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, I just remember used to beat, but beat, 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 but beat, beat, beat. You get me?
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. Just like I said earlier, I just gravitated towards. I don't know what about the drums. Okay, well, I didn't pick the drums. The drums picked me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Little
yeah,
remix on the normal saying. Um, so yeah, been doing that since I was 3. I wasn't always the best. Took a little bit of a break when I went to Jamaica for about 2 years, and then
yeah.
came back to
Okay.
secondary school. Yeah, man. Decided to get a drum lesson, but the drum lessons weren't for me because I obviously knew that as as a musician, you're either you can play by ear, you learn by ear. So if you hear like
Mm,
a pattern, you can just instantly play it, or you can just learn to play it off of ear and just like repetition.
yeah.
Um, but then I realized I'm having these drum lessons, and the drum teacher's not doing anything for me. Like I remember
Mm,
I had like 2 lessons. On the third lesson, I told the drum teacher, "This is my last one." It's like, "Oh, okay, just do what you want." And I just really showed them what I could actually do, and he was kind of shocked.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Not to say I like dumbed myself down during the lessons or anything, but it's just like,
No, but like it's funny when like they try to teach you basics all over again, even though you've already mastered those basics, and
I wouldn't
like,
say mastered in it.
well,
So,
yeah, but it's like you're definitely on a different level to that now, you know,
oh yeah,
or
definitely.
at least at that point in time when they were trying to teach you the basics. Even though it's good to have those, like you don't really need that much time spent if you've already got that natural ability
Mm,
in a
mm.
sense. So I think that's something that like that pisses me off about education in general, especially to do with the arts. Is like they're just running through the basics again and again and again and again. It's like you're trying to like actually create something now, you know. So yeah, no, I can relate to that in a lot of ways. I can definitely relate to that. But yeah, man, I'm like, how about this podcast? You told me about this podcast yesterday. I didn't actually realize that you had a podcast yourself. Um, how did that come about, and like what kind of pushed you to start that for?
So, the year was 2020. Taking y'all back, man. What's the J Cole? So the year was 2020. I graduated secondary school in 2019 with not the best of grades. You know what I mean? I wasn't the most academically gifted. I didn't really try
Mm,
too hard. Um, but yeah, man, the whole 5 years I was in secondary school, I didn't really like the version I was of myself and stuff, like the person I was. Thank God for the
yeah.
change, you know. So in 2020, when the pandemic came, I think I was about like 16 or 17. Um, and I was like, you know what can I do for like a sense of like self improvement? You know, what I mean, growth. What are the things that I'm passionate about? Why don't I start a podcast? My
Mm,
mum says I can always chat for England. I'm always interested in loads of different things. Why don't I get people on to tell their stories? Because I'm always interested in how people have changed their lives. And,
mm, yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I started it. It was called what it is called the meaning of life from Craig's perspective. And what I decided to do was interview people with like dark past, um, and then how they changed their life around. So I've interviewed ex-professional footballers, um, victims of sexual abuse, people that suffered from pornography addiction, um, people that were somewhat in like the associated with the gang life. Also like somewhat prominent drug dealers in the area. Um, who else have I interviewed? And also interviewed my friend who was diagnosed with cancer. That was like, I don't know, let's say one of the last proper episodes I did. And then less than a year after I interviewed her, she had passed away from the cancer in it that I interviewed her about. Her cancer was so rare. There was about 16 cases documented at that time in
That's
the
crazy.
whole world, in it. Um, and it's like when I first started the podcast, I was like, yo, I need to build up a network. I need to get people to tell their story because I believe everybody has a story. You know what I
Mm.
mean?
No, I'm like one of the main reasons why I decided to start this podcast because I see the same thing in a lot of ways. Like people have stories to tell. Like people can talk. You just need to give them space to be able to talk about. And that's what the third place is all about. It's just having those conversations that we don't necessarily have because we don't feel like we have the platform for it.
Mm.
You know, but yeah, no, that's the beautiful thing about a little podcast and being able to discover that.
Not even just like a platform in terms of numbers, but just
Yeah,
like for the
that's
fans to understand, not just a platform with just a massive audience, but just a platform for people to have like an outlet and express themselves. You know, because they feel
exactly.
like, oh, I don't have a big enough fans or viewers. I'll
Mm,
keep it a buck. Like when I was in college, yeah, when I was in college doing this podcast, what's it called again? Sorry, pardon me. When I was in college doing this podcast, I didn't have the biggest following, but that didn't matter to me because one of my a mate of mine, I don't really speak to him too much in it because we've both grown up, we're both doing different things now. But YD, um, yeah, man, he told me something, and it was like, what should matter is your impact over the amount of views you get, like your real life impact.
mhm.
Um, and real and my other brother calls it real world gratification. So it doesn't matter what your friends think. It's all about people that don't know you, what they think about it, like what you're doing. So when it comes to the podcast, my podcast had been shared around in college. There's them ones there where I'm tagging the link and the little thumbnail, sending it to like 100 people on my Snap. And then I'm having a couple people reach out to me and say, "Yo, Craig, I've heard your podcast. I really think it's good." I remember even one time in business class, I told a friend of mine, um, yo, bro, tap into the podcast. You know, I know you're a bit of a gallus in it. Tap on, hear what we're talking about. And he said, bro, like this has actually changed the way I'm gonna move around women. Like
Yeah,
that to me was like the biggest sense of accomplishment I could ever get. Even
yeah.
not even getting 1,000 views or 500 views because views don't really mean anything at
No,
the
they
day.
don't, bro.
It's
They
all
don't.
about
They
how
don't.
your content can impact other people.
Exactly.
And I've had it with other episodes, you know what I mean? So that's all that really mattered to me. Sorry if I'm going on a tangent,
No, no,
but
not at all, bro. Not at
yeah,
all. I
that's
feel
how I
that.
really started the podcast, man. Um, yeah, just the impact I can see it having on other people's lives. So, pardon me, when I did the episode with Maria, my friend that passed away, rest in peace in it, aka Young Mash. Um, yeah, sorry. Um, yeah, when I did that podcast and then she ended up passing away like less than a year later, um, her family hit me up and like her mum and her dad hit me up and they're like, thank you so much for doing this, Craig. This is the last recording we ever have of our daughter.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you know what I mean? They said the whole family had listened to it.
Yeah,
And I'm just there doing this podcast.
yeah,
I can't lie. I know I'm that guy because the stuff that I'm talking about is real life shit that people
yeah.
go through in it. Not nobody my age was talking about the things
Those
I was
kind of
talking
things.
about
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
age of 17. And when I'm hearing now people's parents who've listened to this and now someone's passed away, it was their last ever podcast interview, full length, 1 hour, getting to know them as a person, their journey with cancer, and I'm having other people telling me like, yo, this 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 interview is so impactful, like it means a lot. It's just like, wow. Even though I didn't get the views, because you normally associate views
yeah.
with
Mm,
impact, but
yeah,
when
yeah,
people are
yeah.
coming up to me and telling me and writing me messages and sending me a lot of support and love because of that interview, I'm like, wow, like,
Like, that's the kind of impact that you really wanted to be making.
you know
That
what I
is the,
mean?
it's like it's you hear it all the time in it cliches and like YouTube videos. They're like, oh, even if I just touch one person, like that's all I need. But like realistically, that's all that we need. Like we don't really need much as humans. You know? As humans, gratification isn't. Um, you don't need a huge amount of it. So like even when you know that you've impacted one person in that way, like you said, it's like that's enough. That can fulfill you.
For real,
You
man.
know, like at least you've done something. And I feel like a lot of people like down downplay their impact on other people as well. They feel like they don't have an impact on people because they don't have the views or they don't have that feedback. But like realistically, I guarantee you to everybody who's watching, realistically, you've definitely impacted someone in your life to the extent that they see things differently because of what you said or what you posted on your story, what you kind of did one time, this one night that they only met you once. Like it
Mm.
doesn't matter. You've definitely impacted somebody in a positive way because as humans, that's what we do. That's what we do. I
Yeah,
truly believe that at our core, that's what we do. So like I feel like that's a beautiful showcase of just like how much you can really do with just the willingness to try. You know?
yeah, facts, man.
Yeah, yeah, no, 100%, 100%.
You got to make a positive impact on someone because, like, when you die, yeah, what do you want your legacy to be? I'm not talking about money. I'm not talking about your job. It's like, do you want people to know you as a shitty human being? Pardon me, it's the McDonald's and the water, innit? You know what I mean? Do you want people to know you as a shitty guy, or do you want people to know you as, you know what? I met Yannick. Anytime I saw him, it was cool. You know what I mean?
Mm,
I was somewhat a polarizing character in secondary school. I'm not gonna lie. Some people hated me. Some people loved me. Some people
mm,
hated me because it's just annoying, trying to fit in with the crowd. So I just did
yeah,
stupid shit to try and fit in. Just I'd love to call it regular secondary shit, but I was young. I was dumb. Thank God I had my little acting up stage during secondary school.
yeah.
But it's like now people can see, like, obviously we all mature. Some people haven't matured,
Hmm.
which is, I wouldn't say upsetting because I don't care, but you'd think people would
Yeah,
mature.
yeah,
You know what I mean? After a certain age, but unfortunately some people aren't. And I say that to say this, yeah. Um, like, yeah, what do you want people to know you as? A shitty person or a good person?
yeah. Hmm.
And my thing is, some people know me as a joker. Some people know me as, if you actually piss me off, I shouldn't be rude to you, but that's only because I'm pissed off in it.
Yeah.
But like, I try to be
But
nice to everyone.
I
You
feel
get me?
like rightly so as well, innit? Like I'm a pretty nice person, bro. But like if you piss me off, then of course I won't. Like that's just what it is. I try.
Sorry,
I,
Yannick on smoke, yeah.
I'm like you say that, but like I feel like everybody knows you as a very nice person as well, bro. You always look after people. People know that they can come to you with their problems and talk like in a very similar way. I feel like that's probably just like the black thing because people just come to us because we have a certain kind of I don't know innate wisdom in a sense. It's probably a bit far fetched that I'm saying that, but I feel like I definitely see that same kind of like wise guidance in the way that I speak to other people about their problems. I feel like you've done that for me in a lot of senses.
And vice versa, you
Yeah.
feel me?
So
Mm.
I feel like people come to us and they're able to kind of, even if we're just listening and that's all we do, like we're helping in that sense, you know.
Yeah, because when it comes to like the topic of mental health, which is what my podcast focused
Hmm.
on a lot, uh, is that sometimes if I come to you with a problem, I'm not expecting you to be like, give me the solution. Sometimes I just need to listen in it. Sometimes I
Yeah.
just need to vent, you know what I mean? Because, you know, as men, sometimes we tend to bottle up our emotions, innit?
Yeah.
And thankfully, I'm not going to sit here and cap to everyone and be like, yeah, man, I always bottle up my feelings. No, I don't.
Mm.
Because I've learned the impact of doing that in secondary school and then the negative impact it had on me. So that's why I'm a big advocate for people to speak out, or not even just speak to me, but speak to someone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because when you build all of that up, some people can end up having a mental breakdown in it because they're like it's like a combustion in it. You've got
Yeah.
all these problems, and it's like I'd like to use this analogy in it. It's like you feel like you're drowning and you can't swim to the top. You get me?
Yeah.
Like you're sinking and you can't because you're so deep under like the currents and the waves. You know what I mean? But when you have someone to talk to, it's like you take a deep breath, you can swim again. You talk to someone else, take a deep breath, you can swim again. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Um, yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Yeah.
Not to get too deep in that.
No, no,
Yeah.
that's what it's here for, bro. That's what it's here for. Uh, that's beautiful analogy, to be fair.
Thank you, man.
That's real nice.
Hopefully, people can see the serious side of me because
Yeah,
I do tend to take,
yeah.
I do tend to take the piss a lot. I do joke
You do,
around,
you
but
do.
when
I'm
it
like, to be fair, like when I first met you, like, and like that was the general that was the
consensus,
general consensus of who I thought you were. You just the Joker. You're the Joker nigga. The like
oh,
just
Joker nigga,
yeah. You're the
hard
Joker
R.
nigga. You're the Joker nigga that just makes jokes and takes the piss, but like also a light-hearted, good friend. But like when I got to know you a little bit more and you actually sat down and we chatted, I could see there was a lot more behind that, and there was a reason why you were like that. Again, that's why I wanted to bring you on the podcast so you could show that other side of yourself.
Yeah, man.
Um,
Thank you.
because I feel like a lot of people miss that in a lot of ways. They only see that side, that Joker side of you, and like I feel like that's not the full picture of Craig, you know.
No, definitely
So
not, man. I've got loads of layers, loads of substance to me, but
mm,
only certain people can unlock it. Like, obviously, I'm a nice guy. I like
mm,
to joke around. Obviously, my homies, we all make the deep jokes, but just general people, because I feel like as long as you can put a smile on someone's face, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, I don't know, I like putting smiles on people's faces. Even in my line of work, I do security. It's like when I do my searches at whatever venue I'm at, or if I'm working at one spot or another spot, where I'm at, I'm the first line of entry. The first person that they see on that door is me.
mm,
So guess what? Let's set the tone. Bust a little joke with the man them or the girl them. Oh, what you got the LV part, Gem? Yeah, I see your thing, bro.
hmm,
Miss, I like your jacket. You know what I mean? It's just all about making
yeah,
people feel happy because you never know what people are going through. Some people are
exactly,
struggling with like silent battles or like mental health issues. You don't know it. And if you're just a dickhead to them off the bat with no justification,
bro.
what is wrong with you? Like,
Like
imagine if, God forbid, they go and kill themselves, and the last thing that like,
the
last
last
thing that
one,
was said to them was the dickhead shit that you said.
yeah,
Like, I
yeah, yeah,
understand if you're annoyed or whatever, cool, that's fair enough. We all have um situations that we're all going through, but
hmm,
like, I don't believe being a dickhead to someone off the bat without any valid justification is acceptable, innit?
yeah, no,
Like, just be a nice person. Like, everybody goes through shit, innit? Nobody wants to go through like other stuff in it again and again and again. So just like be kind to people, innit? I know
yeah,
I'm saying this and I've been a dickhead to some people and I've not been the best or whatnot, but just mainly just gotta be nice, be positive, you know what I mean? Like people
mhm,
like us as humans, some people tend to thrive off of negativity.
yeah,
But in general, for like having a good mental health, we need to thrive off of positivity.
yeah,
Understand?
yeah, yeah,
But
100%.
yeah, man. That's the chapter on that mental health and podcast stuff in it, but a little
Yeah,
bit
no.
about that.
Yeah, 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 no. Thank you very much for that, though. Thank you very much. And I just want to say also, you said like you have been a digger to some people, and but like I also want to like reiterate the fact that we're all still growing people, innit?
Yeah.
We're all still learning. Like that's okay. Like you don't have to be the perfect human all the time. And I think that's something that I feel like I'm getting to grips with at the moment. Um, it's like allowing myself to be a work in progress, you know, work in
Mm.
progress. But yeah, no, I can't tell you nothing right now. We've been talking, dude. We've been talking.
No, for
Uh,
about 17 minutes, all good.
17. Well, I set a timer for half an hour.
No,
It's
we're
on 12
chilling, man.
minutes
We
now.
good, we good.
But yeah, 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 no, no, no. I know we're good. But yeah, let me get to the present though. Like, what's one question I wanted to ask is what's been filling your cup in the sense of like what's been keeping you at that healthy level, mentally, emotionally, physically, like what you've been doing that keeps you as your best self.
Uh, uh, First things first, I've got to say, Jesus Christ keeps my cup full. You know what I mean? That's my Lord and Savior. I am a man of God, Christian. I know Bo would like to disagree with that, but yeah, God really and truly. Sometimes I'm not always in the moment with God, but any times, any situations that I go through, I know God is always there with me. So it's kind of like a little reminder that like yo, I know my mental's low right now, but I know God's got me. So I'll read like, let's say the verse of the day on the Bible app or something, and it just encourages me. I've been doing that about every day for about 2 weeks now. So on a religious aspect,
Yeah.
that's what keeps my sorry, pardon me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that keeps my cup flowing. But and like what we talk about in the worldly aspect and like people of the world, like humans and stuff, I have to say like my best mates, you know what I mean? Not gonna mention any of the homies' names and the homie S's, which is like the lady version of
The
homies.
homie, yeah.
I'm a weird nigga like that,
I
man.
think they got that.
But yeah, my
Yeah.
friend, you know, like let's say if I got a situation, I can chat to my boy. Um, yeah, man, it will just keep me accountable, keep me straight. We can joke when we need to, and we can be serious when we need to, and that's something that's just like cool. Even though we can have fun, there's also a time to be serious, which kind of sets me straight in motion.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like we're quite good at doing that shit though. Like the group that we have, we are very good at having fun when fun needs to be had, but also locking in and being able to keep each other accountable, like you said, to the task that we said we were gonna do. Like if we're gonna do this, then we're gonna do it. Or if we're gonna take an approach this way, we're all gonna try and help each other and try and keep each other on track. You know?
yeah. Well, I've lacked recently in the month of November. I'm not gonna cap um
Mm.
on
But
your podcast for you, innit? But obviously, thank God for my friends that have kept me in check. So obviously, next week we go again. Um, have a better month in it.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, what was the question? Because I have another part of the answer to that question. You
Um,
said what keeps my
so
cup flowing or something.
yeah, what keeps your cup full. So like when I say keeps your cup full, you said people. It could be anything. Like you said, your spirituality, your Christianity. You
Yeah,
said the people around you. Um, what else? What else are the things that kind of keep your mental high and keep your emotions and your your physical in check in a sense?
physical. I've been to the gym in about 2 weeks. Yeah, nobody took me for that. No, but
No, we don't talk about drinking. We don't
another
talk
thing
about it.
I like keeping my mental, like literally just listening to music, man.
Yeah,
I
that's
just
another
I just love music. What song was I recently listening to? It was called "Yes It Is" by Leon Thomas. Um, yeah, just a
one.
beautiful song. I don't know, just music just keeps me in check a lot of the time. Like every day I wake up, I just listen to music. First thing I do,
Yeah, 100.
ah, Spotify connect to the speaker.
Yeah, that is the way. That's the way of life, bro.
You know
I'm
what I
like,
mean?
first thing I do, connect to the speaker, go upstairs, brush my teeth. Like, but the music has to be there first.
Mm.
Otherwise,
Before Yannick unwraps his dreads or something, bro,
um,
man's got the clavish on them things there, yeah.
unwraps the dreads. Those jokes. I don't unwrap my dreads.
How have you got it now? It's
Huh?
wrapped up in it.
It's wrapped up, but like
So
when I'm
what's the
sleeping,
opposite of rapping?
when I'm sleeping,
What's the opposite of rapping?
they're down, bro. When I'm sleeping, they're
What is the opposite of rapping, my
down.
dog? What's the opposite of rapping?
Wrapping, unwrapping.
Exactly.
I'm not saying. What I'm saying is the physical act of unwrapping doesn't happen because my hair is already unwrapped. This nigga,
Too much capping
too
here.
much capping. What you mean? Too
Oh,
much capping. Oh,
I have
that's
to say
crazy.
why?
That's
Why for that, man?
crazy.
Ah, man, man's got us a
Oh,
funny guy.
jeez.
Like, only Yannick and James will probably get that one. No, no. Father got to need the one.
You don't need no one.
No, but yeah, man, that's what keeps my cup flow, man.
Yeah, yeah,
Flowing, man. Praise God.
yeah. But okay. Moving on to kind of future aspects.
Oh, actually,
Do you want to
I've got
someone?
yeah.
Yeah, go on,
What
go
else
for it.
keeps my cup full is just meeting such lovely people at work, man. Positive interactions with people.
Yeah,
Because even though I may be having some shitty day in my personal life, when I go to work and I'm meeting with pleasant customers, it's just nice. You know what I mean? It's just
yeah, yeah, yeah,
a bit of sanity away from the calamity.
yeah.
Should have been a rapper, man.
Jeez,
Damn, you know
boss,
what?
boss,
The
boss,
rhyme schemes
boss.
coming in. No, but yeah, that's it. Pardon me, sorry, gotta mute
Mm,
that mute that out. But also, uh, uh, a friend of mine, in it, she's just been there for me.
yeah,
Um, keep it a buck. We reconnected after like not speaking to each other for 2 years, and the shit was just natural and reconnected.
Mm.
Back to being like best friends again, and just like I know I can just chat to her about anything, and it's just like it's just nice. I don't know, it's just you know what I mean. Just
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
just like she's just there in my corner if I need her, whatever. It's just you know what I mean. Just she's someone that keeps my cup
Yeah.
flowing.
Yeah. Mm.
Um, yeah, another friend. She's currently in Coventry right now. One of my best mates that you see me here with all the time. I'm not really trying to mention names too tough,
Yeah.
innit?
Yeah.
But these people know who they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's it. Like I said, mainly God in it. You
Yeah.
get me? And my mum.
Come on. Come on. Shout out to Mumsy.
Yeah.
Always. Always. I'm like, that's definitely one thing that keeps me flowing, though. Like, mum, always definitely. Like, whenever I need it. The people that you can rely on, I think, is definitely a big one with like keeping that cup full idea, you know?
Nah, for real, doggy.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, all right. So we've gone over the past, we've gone over the present. Now I hear a little bit about what you've got planned for the future. What directions are you trying to take? If you can speak on them, I'm like I know we've all got projects we're trying to keep on the low key. So anything that
Yeah.
you can speak about.
Um, what have I got planned for the future?
Mm,
Um, um, well, I run a bit of a music page, so I'm just trying to build that up,
yeah,
Got 25,000 followers on that, just trying to build that up, trying to use that to network with people in different industries, build up a little avenue for myself. And
yeah,
when I go to uni, just different pathways to go out and explore because the world's your oyster. And I feel like I'm not young anymore. I'm getting older. So in terms of,
mm,
I may be young, I may be 22, but in terms of like the things I want to do, in terms of somewhat explore the career path, get my foot in the pie, it's like I'm getting older. Once I graduate, I'm 23 in it. So I'm just trying to build that up whilst I'm also in the final year of uni, see where that leads to by God's grace.
yeah,
Um, yeah, man, just trying to pattern a first class T1 in my law degree. That's what I'm trying to do in God's grace, by God's grace, in Jesus' name.
yeah,
Um, just try to become a better person, try to somewhat work on myself, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Um, yeah, man, turn my any flaws I have into positives, you know what I mean? Um, yeah, just trying to go to more shows,
yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean? As you've
yeah. I
probably
hear that.
seen, the shows I've gone to,
Yeah,
just trying to.
yeah, yeah. Actually, I wanted to speak to you about that real quick. We'll keep this one a little bit more brief. But like, you've been able to get backstage. Yeah, yeah. No, I had to mention it. He's laughing. No, no. I had to mention it. Yeah. Like how. First of all, tell the people where you've been able to get backstage to. Like, what's the whole story behind it?
No, actually funny you mentioned this on our podcast. I don't really talk about it too tough.
Mm,
But so I've been invited to that Scissor concert because of my big bro Paige Cooper, Scissor's drummer, big bro to me, good friend, very inspirational guy, lovely character, very humble. Shout out to the brother Paige Cooper, man. I should have
yeah.
worn his merch. He has like a t-shirt called Turn the Page. I love that top. Shout out
Oh,
Broski.
nice.
Yeah, so with the music page I run, I support like a plethora of like musicians and whatnot, mainly
Yeah,
drummers. Um, and obviously, I guess like you can know someone as like the music page, or you can know them for their minute.
yeah,
And obviously, through the music page, they've gotten to know me from me and the support that I give to them, not with the intention of going to shows or whatever.
yeah, yeah. No,
Um,
but
but just like,
surely
uh,
out of like wanting to share that talent.
yeah, you feel me? And like, cause I show love to them, they show love to me, and I guess that's the way of just don't want to call it a repayment because I don't post anyone for the sake
Mm,
of going to shows. Even though I did say I do want to go to more shows, that's just me in it. I love music in it.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So
No,
nobody
you
that
still be
follows
going
the
to shows.
page, don't think I'm showing you love because I want to go to your show. I
Yeah,
want to show support, but you know what I mean. It's not
yeah,
that
yeah,
thing there.
yeah,
Innit?
yeah.
But
No,
yeah, man.
that's calm. That's calm. Oh, can I allow that? But yeah, man. Thank you very much for sharing that. Though. And like, shout out to all the people that like you shouted out. That's crazy. You know, it's beautiful to see the amount of connections that you've made, the authentic connections that you've made through the things that you've created, and then like, if anything, like people like take this as inspiration to just go out there and do stuff to push your dreams forward, innit? Like even if it's a little step, like just creating an account and sharing that love, that's a beautiful way to start, you know. But
Obviously, one more shout out to the big bro, Junior. Junior, I love you, family. You know what I mean? He was the first person that ever put me on like musical game, really
mm,
showed me the ropes about the industry. Yeah, played for the likes of Gets, Bashi, Koji Radical. Um, yeah, I love you, family. My dog. Um, but yeah, man,
yeah, no,
cool, cool.
a sick one. All right. Last two questions
Yeah, yeah.
that I've got for you. If you got any questions for me that you want to ask, I was
Is that one of the questions out of the two?
that is one of the questions. If you've got
Sorry.
any questions that you want to find out about, like this is your time. This is the moment. Ask me any questions.
Real quickly. Um, what would you say the meaning of life from your perspective is?
It's to experience everything. Like I feel like the meaning of life for me is to experience everything as fully as you can. That means like the good stuff, the bad stuff, the shit stuff, the absolute highs, the absolute lows. I feel like we need to experience those because um, they kind of create the person that we are, and I feel like that in itself is the meaning of life, like the progression of experiences that you have and the memories that you make along the way. Yeah, I think that's that's the meaning of life for me. Anyway, like I'm not. I want to achieve stuff, but I definitely want to go places and set out for my dreams. But I'm just happy experiencing it in the first place. A lot of people don't get that chance, you know. Yeah, no, I'm just grateful to be here in the first place, and that for me is the meaning of life. Yeah, but
Valid answer, boy.
thank you. Um, and then, do you have a question for the people listening, by any chance? It's the second one.
Not really a question, more advice, in it. So whatever
Mm,
you're doing, yeah. I don't know if you believe in any higher power or anything, but trust in God. You know what I mean?
mm,
Before you put your trust in yourself, because there's a scripture and it talks about what is impossible for man is not
no,
impossible
for
for God.
God.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, literally, there are gonna be people that hate on your life. They'll be your closest friends. They'll be jealous and they'll doubt what you're doing. But just block all that negativity out and focus on what you want to achieve and what you want to get out of your life, whether that's like your career and you like hobbies or aspirations. Don't listen to other people because that negativity will kind of flip and refry your brain and you'll start to doubt your own talents and your own
Mm,
abilities, you know what I mean? Um, yeah, literally just grind in silence and let the results speak for themselves. Like, I don't speak on some of the stuff. Like this is the first time I actually mentioned that I run a music page. I've kept
yeah.
that shit on the wraps for like 2 years. I must have showed somebody recently, someone you know actually.
Mm,
um, somehow it came out that I run a page and whatnot.
yeah.
Because I basically I just said I do my thing in it. If you don't know what that means, it's just like I do me. I just keep my stuff under the wraps. So
Yeah.
like if any of my American homies are tapped in and homie S's, you know what I mean? Yeah. And the person was really shocked, but it was um like not like positively shocked, as in more like, oh wow, can't believe you do this. 25,000, you definitely brought those followers.
Mm,
I was like,
awesome.
damn.
Some slight hate shit.
Yeah, you dig? It was like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Like prove to me, like show me confirmation, show me proof that you started this. I was like, wow, I don't need to prove anything to you, you feel me?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it's just
yeah,
like,
yeah. 100%,
alright, if you don't think I
100%.
could do that, that means you just estimated me low. Just because I keep my shit quiet, doesn't mean I'm not out of like making moves or whatever, or just doing stuff in it.
Mm,
So I say that to say this, in it, like just keep grinding in silence and don't give a fuck about what people think. You know what I mean? Like the results spoke for themselves from that person. A friend of mine couldn't actually believe I run a successful page in it, If I'd listened to people like that have that negative vibes or whatever,
Yeah.
where would I be? I'd be out and fucking doubting myself and thinking, no, I can't do this, I can't do that. My
Mm,
man says, oh, this, nah, just whatever you want to do, as long as you're not hurting anybody and you're not hurting yourself on a mental aspect or and a physical aspect, then go all for it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah, that's all I can say. And God bless every one of you listening. Thank you, Yannick, for having me on the podcast, bro. I
Bro,
feel like
thank
this
you.
is the start of something great, man. You just gotta keep cultivating, keep getting good guests with good stories, bro.
100%,
You know what
bro.
I mean?
Thank you.
Um, and yeah, keep doing your thing, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro.
Stay
You know I
blessed,
will.
bro.
You know I
This
will,
nigga
man.
does fashion. If you guys don't
Come
know,
on, come
you
on.
better not be getting
Shout
that
out.
right now. Tell the
Huh?
people what you do, man. Your
Bro,
fashion and stuff.
bro. I do a little bit of the fashion. I do a little bit of art, like, but really, I'm just a multidisciplinary creative. Like
Hmm.
that's what I am. A bit of poetry here and there, a bit of singing as well. Like I do a little bit of everything in it, but um, what I really, what I really want to hit home is just trying to connect people, man. Connect people through the art. That's all that I care about.
Cold,
But
cold.
yeah, thank you very much for listening, guys. It's been a beautiful episode with Craig. If you don't know him, get to know. I'm like, I will add ads, and connections and all of that for you guys to add and share and all of that good stuff. I'm sorry, I lost my words. Forgot what I was going to say for a second. But thank you very much for coming to the Third Players podcast. It's been a beautiful time with Craig, and I will see you all later in the next one. Good shit. So, right.